Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Red Hot Racing League presented by Circle B Diecast here tonight. We get to go to Auto Club. It's going to be one heck of a show, one of the bigger tracks on the schedule. Kevin said earlier, it's just like a plate track, but not necessarily a plate track. It's the closest thing you're going to get out of an oval to being like Talladega and Daytona with the high speeds and the draft effect. I mean, we're going to be seeing trucks go somewhere around 180 to 190, might even see them hit 200, so it's going to be one heck of a show tonight. I'm joined here tonight by none other than K. Harvick fan and Dark Abyss. We'll hear from them here in a second, as Abyss here in a minute will read our starting lineups, but I just want to say I've noticed, with that downtime, how much I missed being up in this booth with these two guys. It's been pretty boring these last couple of weeks with no time up here in the booth, so I'm glad to be back with these two. Abyss, if you would, please give us our Circle B diecast starting lineup.
Yes, and before I would like to say I just woke up from a nap, so if I say anything wrong, I apologize. as I say that, let's get on to the starting lineup. Here we go. Starting 20, if I'm doing my math correctly, it is Horatio. Starting at 19th, it will be Titanfall. Starting, reverse that. Sorry, starting 21st is Horatio. Sorry, and then starting 9th. No, I'm gonna do math is not my skill. Haha Boog is next, followed by Moderate, followed by TBRIs, followed by Idle Fungus, followed by Lord Billid, by Zero, and then after that it's followed by Yeah Gamers, then followed by I forgot I messed this guy's name already. ADR. Okay, I was saying it correctly. Super NASCAR fan, Graham will start in the 8th position. Foreign Fuel will start 7th. McWinning will start 6th. Air Just Cause in the 5th position. Fabico Gamer will be starting in the 4th position. Mr. Slyjob will be starting 3rd. Asylums will be starting 2nd. And Trippy Tricks will be starting on the point. Gavin.
Yeah, we're down here at the track now as we wait. We'll get Kevin up here shortly. So this is gonna be pretty epic racing here tonight at the beautiful Auto Club. I know, just like Kevin is, I'm kind of disappointed that they're gonna be doing demo work on this track here in a year or so. It's gonna be very disappointing to see it go, but hopefully in the next couple of games we keep it. I mean, that short track is gonna be fun to watch. I am a huge fan of short track racing, but I mean, nothing beats Auto Club. It's kind of one of those staples in NASCAR, in my opinion. It's just such a great track, and plays so many different strategies, like tire strategy, fuel strategy. You'll see those tonight, especially in stage 1, I've heard. You'll see some fuel strategy played, and tires will be playing a factor as well. And it's gonna be some good racing here tonight. You're gonna see a lot of stuff you would see at your typical play track with the thrown in effect of the draft. You'll see tires play a huge factor. You'll see fuel play a huge factor. I mean, tracks like this, there's so many bumps on the backstretch and all around the track as well that your car can get out from under you at any point in this race. So guys are gonna have to try to control their cars well, and it's gonna be pretty difficult. This is not an easy track at all. So we'll see how this plays out, Kevin. I mean, this is gonna be one tough show for tonight.
Indeed, and this is one of my favorite places. We're about to go green here, but you see how wide this place is. You can go realistically, well, wouldn't do it. You can go 6 wide here. You see 3 and 4 wide here, though, pretty commonly is Abyss. We hit the green.
As here they go, starting off the green, they're gonna be still seeing, pretty much just double file wide. Looks like Trippy gets out, but here comes Mr. Slyjob into turn 1. Will they fan out to make it 5, maybe even 6 wide? I'm not seeing even 3, never mind. It looks like, ooh, car on the wall in the back. Don't think that's going to cause anything, but here comes Asylum's trying to get back to the second position. As they go down into turn 3, Asylums takes back second, but they're still chasing Trippy as he comes out of turn number 4 to lead lap number 1. Gavin.
Yeah, I mean, this is already turning out to be some action-packed racing. As I said earlier, it's going to be like this probably the whole time until you see pit cycles, which in stage 1 you might not see them. A lot of these guys have really prepared for the long haul. They've prepared their cars to save enough fuel, and on top of that, save tires, because you know just as well as I do, Kevin, at a track like this, it can kind of play like a cheese grater a little bit with how old this pavement is, and you can see the ridges on the track as well. With the pavement being so old, it rips your tires apart like no tomorrow. I mean, it could just shred them things up in a matter of seconds. So tire strategy is really going to be a factor as we see a car taking it through the grass, not the preferred line, but I don't know what's going on back there, but up front right now, Trippy Tricks leads lap 2.
Absolutely, Gavin. And you talk about the surface here. This is the second oldest surface we go to. Obviously, Atlanta is the oldest. This track is the second oldest surface we go to. This place has never been repaved actually since it opened. It's the same surface that it was on day 1. So, never been repaved. You see the bumps here, especially down the backstretch. This will eat up the tires. It's not as bad, maybe, in the game and on custom setups as it maybe should be, if I'm being honest. And if you've played iRacing or something, Evan, I know you've done that, or if you've ever been to a race here or something, or watched the race, you know the tires wear out a lot more, but they do still wear out. And for the high speed you're going, it's all kind of a situation where you eat through them too much, you're gonna fight. But at the same time, the draft here, we're on high draft tonight, I believe. It keeps everybody so close together. You've seen the pack racing that everybody's doing. You see the slingshot moves. That's keeping everybody together. So I don't see the tire wear being as much of a factor as I think many of us would expect and like it to be. But I can tell you fuel will be. These guys were about too short coming into the stage. 14 lap stage. They only get about 12 on fuel. They're going to be able to probably save that 2 laps if they can get the tires to go, which based on what I've heard, sounds like tires maybe aren't wearing like they should be at all. Pretty easy tire wear at the moment for most guys. So saving for stage 1, definitely not out of the question of this.
Well, onto that point about tires, Kevin, they're really not all trying to race each other. They're trying to save fuel as best they can to make it to the end of the stage. As you see, everyone is just in a straight single file line. But pretty much that's why the tires aren't really being affected, I would say, going around here in turn 1 as Trippy still leads with Asylum in second, and if I'm not wrong, that is Mr. Foreign Fuel in the 3rd position. But as you see, as the truck gets out of line there, but they're just kind of stay fuel, just pretty much fall like a plate track, pretty much. Like you said earlier, just almost like a Daytona Talladega type mindset for stage 1. Follow the leader and make sure he doesn't save enough fuel to the end, Gavin.
Yeah, I mean, you see it right now. It's kind of just single file racing for the most part. And up in front right now, we got a lot of guys either A, looking in just a few points out, or you got guys like Asylums and them who are pretty far locked into the playoffs. So, I mean, this is a lot of playoff guys up front. We're seeing the 99. He's getting really loose back there, and that's the second time I've noticed he has knocked the 2 out of line. That's unfortunate there because the 99 has gotten loose the last 2 laps and just made contact with the 2, and that's going to drop the 2 back a couple of spots. But it also moves the 17 and the 97 up, and that's Fabico Gamer and the 17 of Madara Innit, and those 2 guys right there really needing these points as well. I mean, I know Fabico currently sits pretty healthy in the playoff standings. He's still above the cut line, and he needs to keep that in mind, as you know, guys, just as well as I do. There's only a couple more races left before we hit that chase run here later in the season, Kevin.
We have, after this race, we have 3 races left in the regular season. However, the situation with this is 2 of those races, at least for the Truck Series, are kind of wild card races. We have Eldora in there. that's a dirt track. As everybody knows, not a strong suit of everyone. Some guys kind of shine there a lot more than others. Other guys struggle that you wouldn't expect to struggle pretty badly there. So that's kind of one wild card race, and of course the other one being Talladega, and I don't have to express why that's a wild card, but two of these races are wild cards. So the only other one after this that really wouldn't be a wild card would be Charlotte, the regular season finale. So you take that into effect, and Abyss, you get the pressure. It really starts to build today. You had that off week for Memorial Day, and we come back in here, and this is when the pressure starts to build. The cut line for trucks, and we'll start talking about it probably a little bit more next week, is very close right now. It is definitely a situation where everybody's going to have to be on their toes, and one small mistake late in one of these races, or even towards one of the stage ends, could really hurt you. Maybe not immediately, but we come down to the end of Charlotte and you're looking outside, might be kicking yourself out of a playoff spot, and you're going to be looking back at that mistake. Taking that,
Oh! I slammed straight into the wall! Caution.
I did notice too that a couple cars behind
As they
were
are
spinning
three
out
wide
right now
coming
on
out
board.
of forward.
Wow, look at the swarm of trucks right here. I mean, it's just like, I don't even know. I mean, this is crazy. It looks like a hornet's nest is brewing up here in the top, I would say 10. This is what this is right here. And Super NASCAR Fan right now is in the lead. I believe the 50 is using the 94 of Super for a little bit of draft help to try to get those laps saved. And as you guys remember, we need 2 laps to make it to the end. These drivers do. So a lot of guys probably already have saved that. If not, they're going to be right there on the edge. But guys who were in the lead, like the 50, who's led basically every race, or led every lap, my apologies there, led every lap, you know, he's going to be down on fuel compared to the rest of these guys who might just be good. So a couple guys down pit road. We're hearing fuel strategy definitely being played. And right now, Super NASCAR Fan continues to be your leader up in front. Kevin?
Indeed, and I just heard the 50 radio, and a couple other guys, I believe the 24 as well, said they just hit one. Well, that's not going to get you to the end unless you go into some miracle working fuel mileage, which I don't see happening at a 2-mile racetrack that's high speed. So if you're Super right now, you're looking pretty good. And again, I can't say I'm surprised by this because, again, fuel saving's always been a really strong discipline of Super's. That's kind of been his other strength besides road courses and shorter tracks is the fuel mileage, Abyss.
Right now, as we keep an eye on the 50s, I believe he hit 0 at the line. So it's going to be interesting when he truly runs out of fuel, as he is still looks like he is actually keeping up, as Yeti looks to the inside to take the first position as Trippy is out of fuel. Here comes Yeti, sending it in with everything he's got. Coming out of turn 4, Yeti will steal the stage away.
Yeti Alpha turn 4, he will win the stage in a last lap pass. I believe that's a playoff point or a chase bonus point as well, so that's definitely needed for him. And always good to get those 10 points. That stage win right there for Yeti is going to be absolutely great. Super NASCAR Fan finishes second. I believe third is Air Just Cuz, who I was in a party with earlier. He didn't feel very confident, and I'm going to tell you what, when you finish third in the stage, that confidence flips for a minute. He's definitely going to be feeling good about that. Fourth, I believe, was Fabico, so he did good. Fifth, Horatio, who also was running low on fuel. I believe sixth was Haha Boog. Seventh was ADR KO. Eighth, Slide Job. Ninth, Fungus. And Trippy Tricks, who ran out just probably on the backstretch. He was sputtering out. He winds up 10th, so he was crossing the line with nothing in the tank.
Indeed. And as we head back to green here, by the way, Alex, who finished third there, really good at fuel saving as well, but he's coming off a really solid run at Martinsville, so trying to carry that momentum in here, trying to cushion his position over the playoffs as Abyss. We are back under green. Stage 2 is underway.
we go, as Yeti will lead us to green, as here comes Super NASCAR Fan to try to challenge to get the lead away from Yeti, but the inside line is going to be a little bit too strong. As there goes Yeti to out front, as I believe, if I'm not wrong, that is... I'm not sure that is side of him. As air just caught, my apologies. As now they continue to battle for that second spot as Yeti continues to lead here going into turn 3, the middle turn 4. Yeti kind of rise up a little bit. Is he going to hit that wall? Oh, ooh, it's going to be close. Never mind, but he makes a big block on Super NASCAR Fan to lead the first lap of stage 2. Evan.
Yeah, Yeti kind of shaky up here in the front right now, and if you look, the number 5 looks very eager to get down there. He just kind of dive bombed and then looked for it and then let it go, and he kind of made some contact with the 94. Here comes the 24 though, making a super aggressive move right there. I believe that's Legend Johnson. That's Horatio. That's Horatio's a hot seat. My fault. I'm used to Legend being in the 24. But aggressive move there by Horatio to make it to second there, and that's the 50 right on his tail, giving him the hardest push of the season, I would say. I mean, he's just all up in that bunker right now, trying to get back up to where he was in stage 1 before he ran out of fuel. 10 laps left in the stage. Everyone sounds to be just about good on fuel. I mean, fuel maybe not playing as ton of a factor as it's going to in stage 2. But we'll see here. These top guys have really been hanging around, and you look behind them, there's some hungry wolves in the distance trying to get up here as well and fight with the big boys. So we'll see what happens here in these upcoming laps, Kevin.
Indeed. Of course, these guys started about a lap short, and if you notice, Gavin and Abyss, you see the aggression in these guys really picked up. Stage 1 was pretty calm. We saw a couple smaller incidents. Now you see 2 and 3 wide. 2 and 3 wide. You see guys sending it deep into these corners. You see, of course, blocking up front. 17 threw a huge block on the 50. The amount of aggression that we've seen in this stage compared to the first one it's such a big difference. And I think that's due in part to these guys don't have to save as much fuel. They can go race now. And there's a lot of guys too that ran out of fuel. A few guys that ran out of fuel that fell back, and they're trying to get that track position back a bit.
Well, as you're seeing this, remember, guys, the number 6 is a lap down. He's not the leader. Right now it is... went from the front to the back just to get his lap back, but now he has to somehow keep this entire swarm behind him. So Asylums has a mission, I'll say almost a mission of impossible, as everyone else keeps continuing to battle. As you've been seeing this lead, it's been slide job, bump and run, slide up, push me down the straightaway. I can't tell if this is a plate track or short track or what. I don't know what they're doing.
It's everything.
It's very entertaining, Gavin.
And Gavin, dare I say, Asylum's trying to do this the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, showing a little bit of signs of a Bill Elliott up here as he has unlapped himself. Can he pick up enough speed, though, to get back around to the pack to take the lead? We'll have to see. But with the draft being as strong as it is tonight, remember we are on high draft, it's going to be tough as we see a battle for the lead. Slide Job sticks his nose in there. It looks like the 50's going to come down and try to door him. That's not going to be the way you want to lose the lead, as the 50 angry with the 2. That opens the door now. The 24 on the inside with help of the 17. And now the 24 for Horatio is going to be in the lead. And it looks like Yeti's going to get right up in there behind Horatio, as now we have Horatio leading, I believe, his first laps of the season, as he is hot seating tonight in the Truck Series. He is up front right there with a lot of cars chasing him down. 6 laps to go.
Indeed, and you look at Horatio, this is pretty cool to see. Horatio, he was here earlier in the season, and then kind of had to step away for a few weeks, but he came back last week. Obviously didn't have the greatest Martinsville, but he's coming back now, second or third race back, I think. I don't remember how many he ran exactly last weekend, but I know he ran at least the Cup race. I believe he ran one other. Either way, or sorry, not last weekend, a couple weeks ago, y'all. But, you know, now that you see Horatio, having been gone for a little while, he's up here leading this and up here battling for the lead. Obviously, this is one of his better tracks, but still, that's pretty impressive when you've been gone for a little while. You just come back, you plug in, and you go, and obviously you have to knock a little bit of rust off, but he's back up here now contending for this win of this.
Well, as I'm looking as a kind of a graham cracker, the man that won the Xfinity race, I would say maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, currently finds himself in the first position. But never mind, as here comes Yeti back out front. He is a fast truck, it looks like tonight. But again, everyone is still behind the number 6 of Asylums. But Asylums is not the leader. But here comes Yeti trying to lap Asylums again. I mean, repeat. I mean, take it back a lot down, actually. Sorry, as everyone swarms around. This is an interesting battle because no one, I would say, has any patience anymore. Gavin, it's just pretty much a bump in, or a bump, a door in run, Gavin.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty intense up here in the front, especially. I think Asylums isn't going to be very happy with his lap being taken back. You know, he's going to continue to fight for it. And, you know, he's got second place, but Yeti has a good strategy going on with where he's got these guys at. He's kind of put up Asylums as a pawn right now. He's sucking Asylums up through the field and keeping him in between him. Yeti's keeping Asylums between him and Super, who is in second right now under siege from the 50 of Trippy Tricks. So good strategy call there and good way to play chess rather than checkers from the 17, as he is managing to keep a lap car as a buffer between him and the rest of the field. And if you look, Yeti's kind of starting to pull a little bit off of these corners. He's doing really, really good around this track, looking like the fastest car out on the track right now. Let's see if anyone's got anything for him.
Indeed, and as you see, these guys, you look behind here though, yes, Sounds is kind of running behind Yeti right now, or he was, but you're going to see these guys, I think, coming towards the end of the stage. You see Trippy back here, you see Super, you see the 17, you see the 24, all these guys are back here. You can get huge runs here, and this is why I say it's kind of similar to a pit track. You can pull a really big run with the draft we have tonight, and you're going to probably see them fan out. You have that option here. Watch these guys fan out, and keep in mind too, fuel mileage is still not out of the question either, Best. So these guys will be cutting it a little bit close.
Yes, indeed, fuel mileage is no longer a thing, but I believe that, if I'm not wrong, this is 1 to go in the stage, and Asylums is still looking to get past Yeti right now. Yeti's just pretty much blocking like it's no one's job in that 17, trying to go for a stage sweep of stage 1 and 2, as here comes the pack, as second place is trying to find a way past Asylum as they go down into turn 3. Ooh, does Asylum send it in? Not enough. Yeti is clear. Yeti coming out of turn 4 will win stage 2 and win both of the stages here tonight.
You know, that's a good thing for Yeti. That I understand why he fought so hard for that to lap Asylums. Asylums is going to have to do what he just did before, and that's dig his way from the back of the field, because he will be the free pass. So a power move maybe from the 17. He also sweeps the first 2 stages. Can he complete it here in the 3rd stage, guys? You know just as well as I do from previous races. We've seen a couple guys who win the first 2 stages end up having one of the worst stages be their last one of the race. So, you know, Zachary earlier 1-2 stages couldn't complete it. A few other guys have done the same thing. Is Yeti going to break the stage sweep curse here?
We'll have
for
to find
him
out
tonight? I mean, he's going to have to do that. I mean, if he wants to put on a really good performance here, he's done good in these first 2 stages, winning them both. But power move from him to lap Asylums, that's going to be a huge factor in this race.
Indeed, as we head back to green here, you know, we have 5 winners in 6 races, so Yeti, based on just these types of things, has a pretty good chance, and sounds like no fuel mileage this time around, y'all. So this, to kick off the 3rd and final stage.
Here they go into turn 1. Yeti with a great restart, but Trippy with a better one, pushing Yeti through the corner as the car in the wall, hugging the wall hard. Not sure who that is, but as we keep going to the back, as here comes Horatio looking to the inside. But here comes Graham looking inside of him. No. Kind of goes back in line. Here comes Horatio to the race lead. Puts a big block on Yeti. But here comes Graham in the 68. All these guys gunning for the lead, knowing no fuel mileage. But Horatio leads the pack time by. And Kevin, I'm the person that would like you to say a big old hey.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Gavin?
3 wide. 3 wide for the race
Gotcha.
lead right now. That's the 24, the 50, and the 68. 3 guys who are very capable of putting it in victory lane tonight, and Yeti also sitting right back there lurking. They're 3 wide for second now. We're going to see what happens. Yeti gives a good shove to the 24. That's going to help the 24 get through this corner, but they're still 3 wide for the lead. The 24, the 68, and the 50, they just swapped positions sort of, as now they're going to go double file back out here. But look at the trucks, man. They're just all spread out. I mean, there's not a lane not being used here at Auto Club, and that's the beauty of this track. You can just use almost anywhere in this track if you run it right, and that's the great part about Auto Club, and that's exactly why a lot of drivers prefer this track and really like it. Yeti slides down to the bottom. Look for him to try to make a challenge here as battle for the lead. 24 for Horatio, 50 of Trippy Tricks. Kevin?
Indeed. Well, while these guys battle up front, you look at the 6th. He had to restart at the back. He's already worked his way back up inside the top 10, and he's looking for more. So we'll see how this ends up going. Abyss?
Oh, as again, the men that were 3 wide for a lap are still battling. Yes, guess what? The entire pack is still here. I don't know who's gonna win this, but they're gonna have to slice and dice their way. As here comes Asylum. I think he has the truck to beat, and everyone might know it as Graham tries to make it 3 wide on the backstretch, trying to take the lead back as he sends one. But Horatio has been almost perfect on that outside line. But it looks like this time Graham will take the lead and lead this lap, as here comes Yeti on the inside line, but also here comes Asylums. Gavin.
Yeah, the battle for the lead has been intense from start to up until this point, and look on the high side, the 6 has cut through the lead. Now he's going to try to work with one of his good buddies, Horatio, right up there in front of him, and see if they can make something happen. A little bit of contact there. The bumps are getting them a little bit loose up there. Graham Cracker pulling that high side along with them, but here we go. Down into turn number 3, Graham Cracker gets a good launch into the corner, but can he get as good as an exit as Yeti makes the move on the 24 on the inside? He's going to get second for now, but with the pull that the 68 has given the 24, it's going to be pretty good. And it looks like the 6 is going to stick to the bumper of the 24 as well. They're kind of training the high side. Looks like a plate race to me, guys.
Indeed, you see the momentum working. You see and this is the beauty of this racetrack, guys. You see 2, 3. I think I've seen some 4 wide back through here. You saw how quickly Asylums went through the field. The beauty of this racetrack being so wide, and the draft that we have is you can pass. You can pass very well. You see a lot of blocking. You see a lot of aggression, but that's what's creating the great racing you're seeing. You see still 2 wide all over the place. Yeah, we've seen some single file, but it hasn't been a whole lot unless these guys are saving. So you factor that in Abyss, and you get the race we're having right now. But I mean, I have to ask, the 50, and caution. Oh, no.
No caution
It's
is
not a
out.
caution, it's just a power move from the 2. He taps the 24 up into the 6, and that's a dive for second now, and we see the battle ensuing for second. And now the 24 is going to get to the inside of the 2, and it looks like the 2 really is just trying to make up his ground, taking shortcuts by diving it deep into the corner, not working the car in front of him as much as these guys that are up front all race have been.
Oh, and there goes a
And it looks like we got a big wreck behind them.
I don't know who got hooked, but it was a silent to someone, and it was not.
That's going to be a caution.
Huge.
That's a lot of cars race that just been altered. That's unfortunate for them. Oh my goodness. Some races are going to be saved, guys, but a lot of races, especially of the 6, are going to be even tougher now for guys like the 6, the 94, the 52, guys that have got involved in that wreck. It's going to be even more tough for them, and that's just unfortunately what happens at tracks where you're going so fast that you have such little time to react.
The other question I have to ask too now is, with this caution, where does this put everybody on fuel? We knew you didn't have to save, but you're going to have to run it pretty much all the way to the end of the tank. is it possible to save at all now, or are you still good to go to the end of this and run them out? That's the question now that we have to ask, as well as these guys trying to repair their trucks and get back to the field. Restart
Well,
violation.
as we looks like, if I'm hearing correctly, the 68 of Graham was the leader on that restart, straight to the bottom, trying to fend or something. But that is a penalty. He'll have to, I believe, do a pass-through penalty or go to the street of the field. I'm not sure what's going to happen. But here we go. Horatio still chasing down Graham, as Graham believes he is still the leader, as in 2 laps he will not be shown as leader or how's go. As the Yeti doors Horatio to pretty much take over the, I guess, Phantom first right now.
That was sketchy.
Gavin?
Right now, I'm still going to score the 68 as our leader, but he does need to go to the back for a violation there on the restart. You're not able to go down to the bottom of the racetrack before you get down into the start-finish line. That's just something you can't do. And it looks like, even though that might have given the 68 a little bit of an advantage, that advantage is gone as the 17 is working hard, and he's shoving the 68 extremely hard through this turn 3 and 4. And a lot of cars heavily together. Look at the pack racing, Kevin. We got like 15 to 20 cars all bundled up together, and they're all able to win this race. Big wreck.
Oh boy.
17 in the wall.
If this is caution, which we'll see, if it's a caution, that's really going to benefit the 68. Doesn't look like it's going to be one. They all kept it going. But now you see these guys, the aggression that we're seeing right now is insane. It's getting higher. It's getting more intense. Of course, the 68, again, with that restart violation, we're still trying to relay that information to him. He has not been notified of that yet. That is, there goes. So he slips back now, serving the penalty. So we'll have to see now how quickly he can get back up to the front. I'm watching the 6, speaking of going back to the front, and he is starting to once again carve his way through the field. He was one of the cars involved, or one of the trucks involved in that incident. Actually, he was really the main victim of it, and he now starts to move his way back through the field once again, Abyss.
Yes, indeed, as it looks like Trippy is back out front, still trying to find an elusive win of his, as he's being challenged by the 99 of foreign fuel, pretty much. But Yeti is trying to find his way back up here. A lot of cars were caught up in that big wreck. They have to find their ways back up to the front of the pack, so that's pretty much the conversation. When will the Grant?
Oh, trouble!
Oh, the 6!
6.
Oh, my
That's
goodness.
unfortunate. I was about
the
to
26.
mention.
Oh, I'm not sure what's going on.
I was about to mention that Gamer is Blazing was doing so good. He was running in the top 5.
Oh, the 51's wrecking on the front back stretch.
The 26 started lagging there. That's unfortunate that that happens. But that's going to really ruin the 6's race if we don't get a yellow. He's going to have damaged guys, and he's also going to have to fight from even farther from the back of the pack. He's got a gap. He doesn't have any draft help, so it's going to be difficult for him. And it looks like the 50 and the 99 and the 24 round out your top 3 right now. We're on board with the 24. The 50 is going to start saving here. As you can see, he's going to fall back behind the 99. And it looks like these two are going to save behind the 99. A lot of guys now putting it into gear, it looks like. And a lot of saving going on. A lot of cars off the speed, guys. This is what happens when you get a caution in the middle. It turns it into fuel saving. I know a lot of us hate it. Some of us love it. And the drivers are just going to have to adapt and do it, Kevin. I mean, that's just all there is to it. They're going to have to fuel save, or else they don't have a chance. Because if you get short on fuel, you can't make the distance, Kevin.
No, you can't. And, of course, you're going to probably have to pit this anyway. To be honest, it depends how early you started saving, but your tires, well, actually, never mind, I'm not even going to bring our tires, because they haven't been wearing like I think they should be, but that's another tale for another time. Either way, though, yeah, if we bring up the fuel saving, we've seen a lot of these guys try to save in the first 2 stages, and they've been really close. We saw quite a few guys had to pit late in stage 1 trying to save, or they ran out on the last lap. Stage 2, they made it for the most part, but there was a few guys that hit 0 on the tank coming out of 4 or through 3 and 4 on the last lap, so they were on fumes. So we've seen it be a little bit of a struggle for these guys to make it. We'll have to see if they can do it this time around, and they've got a little bit more fuel to save, I believe, as well. So we'll have to see how this turns out, Abyss.
Indeed, as pretty much the save gears have been activated, I would say, on the 50. As right now they're 3 wide for second almost, as the field kind of started to stretch out. It looks like the kind of incident we had from Asylums to the 51 all just going in their own interesting ways has kind of separated this pack into little strings around. As here comes the 18. I'm not sure. I think that's Lord Billis in the 18 finds his way up into the second position, as here comes Yeti trying to find the way to third, as Trippy falls down to the 4th position again.
Yeah, Trippy kind of getting used up. You know, that's unfortunate. He's getting abused up there in that pack of cars, and it looks like the 18 might be dipping it down pit road. He might not be able to make it on fuel. We'll have to see if these two leaders do come down. And if so, guys, that's going to really play a factor for the next guys who are up in the lead. So we'll see if these two up front can continue to do what they've been doing for a couple laps, or if they'll have to save. But the 18 and the 99, I think, have pulled far enough away that there might not be any draft to them. So these two guys really trying to win it on speed, which, you know, this race right now, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. You either A, can save it and lose some time, or B, you got to go down pit road and grab some fuel. Because, like I said earlier, you don't have enough fuel, you're not making it. There's no questions asked in that. Fuel is definitely playing a factor right now in how these guys are driving, and we're about to see, I think, the 99 and the 18 drop it down pit road, or else they keep on pretending like they're going to drop down. So,
Trying to play those mind games.
Further back the pack right now, the 24 leading that second section of cars with the 94 of Super NASCAR fan behind them. And Fabico Gamer running that white line right there on the bottom. Fabico has really been doing good. He's been trending up all season long. He has been one of those guys that you just are watching him the whole season long. You know, he's been a strong competitor, and he's really come out swinging, Kevin. He's really a guy that I look forward to see grow here in the custom setup racing side of things. And, you know, overall, a really great kid, and he's really got a bright future behind him. But, Kevin, take it from here.
Indeed, you see as he heads down pit road, and actually a little bit of trouble getting in there. I don't know exactly what happened. I did see him looping it around, headed in, so we'll see. I don't think that'll bring out a caution, but that's unfortunate. Oh, okay, sorry. Must have been a lag on my end. But either way, yeah, pit window pretty much open here. I think it might be a little bit short, but I do know a lot of guys are going to be coming in this lap and next. From what we're hearing from the drivers that we have with us, they're coming in probably not this lap, but next time by. So pits are about to get really busy, and then from there on, it's going to be maybe a little bit more fuel mileage, maybe about a lap to save. That's about all. And from there, it's all hard racing to the end of this.
And yeah, that, I would say, is probably the most scary part of anyone's day, is knowing that once you have that final pit stop, there's pretty much, it's just road ahead. Need to make it to the end without caution, as everyone is signaling to coming to pit road. This is going to be interesting. Will there be a wreck going into pit road? They need to give each other enough room to pretty much brake and just not damage each other, so they don't have to repair anything on pit road. So let's see how they do. It looks like they get each other enough room, as everyone will pit road.
Air Just Cuz playing a different strategy than everyone else. He's going to save an extra lap of fuel. And, you know, for Alex, that means he's not going to have to save on this second run. So maybe it'll play to his hands. There's a couple ways this can play out for him. He's going to lose some time now. But towards the end, while those rest of those guys are saving, he might be able to get that time back. And I believe he's running a Jimmy Johnson throwback. Since he's a custom car, he's been running throwbacks every single race. I think today he's running a Jimmy one, and it's a beautiful looking number 5, Kevin. And honestly, it runs the red, white, and blue, which I know we all love up here. We love those colors especially. As Alex is now going to bring it down pit road. We'll see who presumably will take the lead here in a couple laps. I believe it might be the 99.
Hey, now the crucial thing for Alex right here is going to be, yes, he won't have to save fuel theoretically, and he'll have a little bit better tires. He's also still shown in the lead right now. He got that jump on the field as well. The one thing that's probably going to be really important for him, while he won't have to save that fuel, is he's going to need to come out, and very quickly, if he doesn't have it immediately when he comes out, is he needs to find some draft partners, because the draft ultimately will win or lose you this race. You need the draft help. It means so much around here, especially with the high draft effects that we have and how wide this place is, how fast it is. You need to find draft. If he can put that together with the fuel mileage he's got, that truck looks really prime to win this race. We'll see. 99, I believe, took back over the lead for in fuel, your Atlanta winner. He, however, like many others, still has to save some fuel, Biss.
Well, as with the 99 is now the leader, as he has a pretty big gap between him and second, if I'm not wrong. I think 2 seconds. Someone could correct me if I'm completely wrong there, but I think it's around a 2-second gap between him and the next car. If I don't think it is Lord Billis. I'm not sure who the second place guy is at the moment.
I just saw another car come out of the pits. Interesting.
You know, guys, now that fuel stops are done, Kevin, I know you've been wanting to do. We could do a little crank it up session here for the next few laps.
What? I like hearing these things. These old trucks go around here. Let's do it.
Here is your Circle B diecast. Crank it up. Eight laps left to go, guys. That was some fun listening to these trucks roar around Auto Club Speedway here as we get back to the action. The 94 is going to go make his way up to second there on the hood cam of Horatio Kane in the 24 tonight. You see the 99 up in front. He's saving hard now. The gap is closing fast between the 99 and the 94 guys, and these guys behind the 94 honestly might be looking the best here because A, they have the draft, and B, they're able to save more than the guys in front. So the quicker these guys in third and back can save that last lap they need, I'm hearing they only need one, the quicker they can save it, the better for these guys. And you might see a new driver in victory lane tonight. I don't want to jinx anything, but there's a lot of good cars back here. We might see a wreck. The 2 is just dumping it on the 17. I can't believe they saved that. There must be something brewing back here, because I realized, guys, on the Crank It Up session, there was a little bit of bumping and banging going between the 2 and the 17, and the 2's kind of been aggressive tonight. He's kind of been aggressive tonight, and you see that sometimes at this track, but luckily no caution comes out there. We're going to see what happens. The 24, though, right on the bumper of the 94. Strategy playing a huge factor right now, Kevin. I mean, strategy always plays a factor, but it's playing one heck of a factor here tonight.
Indeed. Of course, right now, obviously the 99 is still out front. He's either going to probably he was about 2 to 3 laps short, I believe. So he pitted early, him in the 18. You take that into effect, and he's gonna have to save pretty hard. He does have that win in Atlanta, so he's got a little bit of a buffer room. He's also been really consistent throughout the season. He's saving, but he doesn't have really the benefit of as much draft as the guys behind him do. So he's at that disadvantage. These guys behind, though, also trying to save fuel. Of course, you have one of the best at it, Super NASCAR fan up here. Horatio Trippy, also very good at this. They're right in there behind. And they have a huge pack with, well, I won't say huge, but it got a pretty good pack of trucks. It's going to probably fall into their hands as long as they can make this on fuel, Abyss.
Yes, indeed, as it's kind of just a four-car race, as Graham just looks on when he must be kicking himself, knowing if he didn't pit, if he didn't just mess up on that restart, he could be up there battling with now these three cars as a Ford Fuel just pitted, as you see there. As pretty much it leaves Horatio in the first position with Super NASCAR fan and Trippy battling for the lead and the top three spots as we go at a turn number 2, Gavin.
The 24 continuing to put on an impressive performance. I believe this might be Horatio's first race in the trucks this season, so what a way to kick it off with a win if he does happen to bring it home tonight. And it looks like he's been pretty strong tonight. He's been running up front. I haven't seen him fall out of anywhere from the top 5, so it's been a really strong night for this 24 Hendrick Cars Chevy Silverado, and it's also been a really strong night for the guy behind him, Trippy Tricks, in the 50. It's really been a great night for these two, and they've been really helping each other out a lot. And you know, you can never count the 94 of Super out as he kind of taps the apron there. He's going to be plowing tight through the corner. We'll see what happens. The 68 is catching him, though. He's catching him, guys.
He is, and I believe he is on the lead lap, so I believe that's position. If that's the case, 68 looking really good right now if he has enough fuel to make it. Now, the other thing I want to point out as well is the thing that's probably going to really decide this race is how quickly can you get your fuel saved, because you're going to have enough at the end of this thing to try to make a pass, to back off, build up a run, and try to pass someone as well. If you can have enough fuel in the tank to do that, you're going to have a good shot to win this thing. You see some cars down pit road, but we'll see what happens here. Abyss?
I'm sorry. As we're looking, as I'm looking at the fuel strategy, as Grant is actually to the pack now, so it's now 4-car race right now. As I believe the 24 and the 50 might be short as they come to white flag. This is a 1 lap to go, sponsored by Circle B Diecast. Here they go. Looks like Trippy's trying to find his way to get his first win, but here comes Grand Cracker to force up Super NASCAR fans. Horatio still leads, coming off a turn 4. Lap cars in front probably will not be a factor, as I think Graham might be out of fuel. Graham is out of fuel, but here comes the 50 of Trippy, beating and banging. He will move Horatio. Here he comes at a turn number 4. Trippy Tricks might see the checkered flag. He's out of fuel. Here is Horatio. Will he have anything for him? No, it will be Trippy Tricks to the line.
He breaks the bad luck in a really, really good finish. Close. Not close enough. Trippy Tricks, after numerous second-place finishes, finally breaks through and gets the elusive first custom setup win.
Boys, that was a fantastic finish. And the 50 took out the dub, and guess what? Yet he continues the streak of winning 2 stages, but not getting the race win.
You know, Yeti might not have might have won the first 2 stages, but, you know, it looks like he finished good from where the cars sit right now. Top 3 is going to be Trippy Tricks in the 50. He's going to be your race winner tonight. Second place, Horatio on his race back from being on a little hiatus, I guess you can call it. He was away from us for a while. Now he's back. It feels like it's been forever. I know it hasn't, but he's back now, and what a way to hit the ground running there. I mean, second place, nothing to be ashamed of there after putting on one heck of a show in that number 24 Chevrolet Silverado. And then third, it's going to be Super NASCAR Fan, who's been putting together a lot of consistent runs. A few guys I'd be wanting to know how they finished their race. I want to know the 5, where he finished, and maybe the 17 as well. Oh, so that rounds out our top 5. The 17 got 4th, and 5th place to Air Just Cuz, the 5th and the 5.
Idyllic Fungus with a really solid finish, and Asylum's after having that incident there, no caution, it got turned around by lag, ends up coming back, rebounding just inside the top 10 for a 9th place finish. All things considered, he had a rough race, had a lot of speed in that truck, but ultimately got caught out by some things that had nothing to do with anything he did wrong, just bad luck. And he ends up coming back with a 9th place finish. So not a bad way to end it. But I tell you what, y'all, something I'm really excited to get to is this top 3. We have them all in the party. Let's start talking to them.
I believe, Kevin, I think you get 3rd this time. I get 2nd. I think Abyss takes the winner.
I believe you are correct. With that being said, I will take 3rd place finisher and Canadian Tire winner, the number 94 of Super NASCAR Fan. Super, do you have a copy? I believe so.
I did not know he was in here.
Well, alright, so, Super, man, you obviously still trying to get some bearings under you as far as your series, but either way, you've done a really, really good job in anything that you've stepped into this season. And of course, again, obviously you get that win at Canadian Tire earlier this season. Now you come here to Auto Club. It looks like, well, obviously the 99 has to head down pit road late. That kind of puts you in position in a battle for the lead, essentially. Obviously, there's some fuel saving going on, something you are very skilled in. What did you feel like your chances were to win that, and what do you feel like you could have done differently to get to the 50 and to the 24 to get yourself to the line first?
Hello?
Uh-oh.
You alive?
Houston, I think we have a problem. Earth to Super.
Super?
I think
This is the
hold on a
man who
second.
gives our commands.
I swear he just talked.
Well,
didn't
Kevin,
I've
Did he
been
just
ditched,
talk?
guys. This isn't fun. Okay. Okay. Super.
desperate times call for desperate measures. We'll see what Super comes up with here. What's the strategy to getting that mic working? We'll have to find out here in a second.
Either way, while we wait, why don't we go ahead and send it over to you, Gavin, and you take 2nd place, Horatio, and we'll come back to Super.
Horatio, I know you're here. You got your audio included, good sir.
Yes, sir.
So, honestly, first thing I want to say is congratulations on getting up here in the booth. It's been a while since I've heard from you. We're glad to have you, and we're glad to have you back. It's been a while since we've seen you on track. I feel like it's been forever. I know you heard me say that a couple times throughout the race, but just want you to run me through your, I guess the final run. That seemed to be your race there until Trippy managed to make that big power move to steal it away from you on the final corner. I mean, just run us through. I'm just interested to see your side of what happened there in those last couple of laps.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, happy to be back. Did a little move from New Jersey to Maryland, so finally got settled. So I'll be racing some more. Missed racing with the boys, so tonight was an absolute blast, and felt good to come back to a track that I've always done pretty well at. But yeah, at the end, I'm a terrible fuel saver, so I basically was just asking Vinny every 5 seconds when I should shift, and so he was real helpful. So to be able to battle it out with him for the win was fun. Absolutely exceeded expectations. I was just trying not to get in anybody's way and truck was perfect. Got to thank Mr. Asylums for helping me out with that, and yeah, just good hard racing there at the end. I wish I threw it back in third gear a little bit quicker. I might have been able to get a run back by him, but all in all, second place will take it.
Yeah, I know sometimes it can be frustrating to get that close to a win, but I think that you'll learn from that throughout the weekend, and you'll definitely apply it. I don't know if you're racing Xfinity, but I believe we'll see you in the Cup Series, so uh, you'll obviously be able to apply what you learned here today to that race, and I expect to see you running really good. You're pretty good at tracks like this, and I'm going to do it for Kevin. You got any shout-outs and anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, mention the guys I just did. Trippy, was helping guide me through some fuel saving, so that was awesome. Casey for helping me out with the truck. Gotta obviously thank my man Ralph on the box as always. We might be in a different state, but it's the same program back here. And yeah, thanks to Circle B for coming on board. Can't find a better partner and sponsor for a racing league than if you guys are like me. I love burning my paychecks with diecast. So shout out to them. And yeah, you guys up in the booth doing a great job. And yeah, once again, just happy to be back racing.
That's awesome to hear. Kevin, Abyss, y'all got anything for second place Horatio Kane tonight?
I don't believe so. The only thing is Horatio. Obviously, I know. Again, you're kind of coming back after a little hiatus, like we've mentioned a few times. Obviously, really close on getting that win. So I'm sure you can carry that momentum throughout the rest of the weekend, as the other two series this weekend are also at Auto Club. So wish you good luck in those races, and congratulations on a P2 and just a couple races back.
Thanks, boys. Yeah, I'll be back at it tomorrow night and get the number 8 Hellman Chevy out and see if we can get one place better than tonight. But have a good night, boys, and I'm going to go drink some beer.
Good call.
That's always a great way to wind down the evening. Abyss, we get to move on and hear from our winner who stole the show.
So, let's go back to
Super.
We're gonna do a little bit different style interview. We're gonna have some help from Mr. Ward Burton here, and this is thank you, Tim.
Pit reporter.
Yes. Well, I will be. So let's explain how it's gonna work. It's kind of funny. We'll see how this goes. Super and me are in Discord. However, I will be talking through the party. Super can hear me, and then Word will step in for Super's responses and put his phone up to the mic. So if the audio sounds a little bit odd on Super's end, that's why we're working with what we got. Super's mic had an issue, not his own doing, but we'll work with what we got. And with that being said, Super, do you have a copy? Man, I know obviously you picked up the win at Canadian Tire earlier this season, and you've kind of been in and out of the series because your work schedule and those types of things, but anything you've stepped into this season, you've done really well for the most part. Obviously that win at Canadian Tire, but you come here tonight, and it ends up turning into a fuel mileage race towards the end, something you are very skilled in, something you know a lot about, and something you've had a lot of success doing. You step in here, and obviously the 99 late in this race has to come down pit road. That sets you up about second, third position, and in a very hard battle for the lead while trying to save fuel. Walk us through, how you took that from your side of things, what you could have done differently to beat the 50 and the 24 to the line, and ultimately get yourself a checkered flag.
Well, basically, I kind of had it planned for that final lap because I had filmed Trippy was going to be aggressive for which he sure was in turn 3 and 4 with that bump and run there. Then I was saying that they were going to slide up for sure at some point, and I saw that they both went high in turn 1, and I was actually in the party with Graham, and he said that it was at 0, just you 3, and I was expecting he's going to back off and let us race, but he ended up being on the inside and basically had me go up the track as well, which ruined my run at then. But other than that, it's good to get top 3. I just wish I had a better chance to actually make a move on that final lap, but it is what it is.
Indeed, man, and still third place, really solid night, and obviously you. We'll document that in a minute. There's some funny things going on in the party. Either way. So obviously, super. You put up a solid run here, and I don't know what races you'll be able to run throughout the rest of the weekend. I'm sure we'll at least see you in one of them throughout the rest of the weekend. Hopefully both. But either way, obviously third place finish tonight. You've had success at this racetrack before. What do you, or how do you take that into the rest of the weekend? Obviously Xfinity and Cup if you're able to run both of those.
Well, the plan is to hopefully run both of them, and if we have a little bit of a delay of because I think we started about 20 minutes late today, just getting everybody loaded in, I might be able to make it tomorrow. It's gonna be really close. But it will just all depend. I'm working a soccer game, which is always fun. So yeah, we'll see if I'll be able to race or not. But I'm probably gonna put the same setup in for tomorrow for sure, since I'm gonna be working all day tomorrow and won't have any time and just be coming in cold turkey just to do it again.
Well, we definitely enjoy seeing you out on the racetrack, and hopefully it works out to where you can be here tomorrow. We love seeing your race, but I got to ask my usual question that I get picked on for all the time. But you know what? It's fine because it gets the job done. Super, do you have any shout-outs or thank yous, anything you'd like to give for a third-place podium finish this evening?
Well, thank you to all the admins that run this league and everything. It's been a lot of fun. And all the drivers out there. We were mostly clean tonight, and that was probably the most aggressive racing that we've had while racing clean so far in this series, which is amazing. We were running 3-4 wide and stuff, and I think we only have wrecked like once up in the main pack, which is amazing driving by all of us, which is awesome. So yeah, it was another great race, and ready for another one tomorrow.
Indeed. Well, super. Thank you for your time, sir. Congratulations again on a third place. And thank you. I know this a little bit interesting interview, a little bit unconventional, but hey, it worked out. So good job and good luck throughout the rest of the weekend. Hopefully we see you tomorrow. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Gavin, or sorry, not Gavin, Abyss, we get to the big part of the weekend, or the race. I'm all mixed up right now. We get to the big interview, the one that I think we have been waiting to hear for a long time. You have the man that finally broke his bad luck streak, Mr. Trippy Tricks, your race winner.
I don't want to see victory lane after the big celebration this man is going to have. Mr. Trippy Tricks, do you have a copy, my good friend?
Yes, sir.
Man, we have been waiting for this day. It seems like since you've ever started league racing, your first league win. How do you feel?
You know, that's a pretty bad question. I think it's self-explanatory. No, I'm just kidding. But it's a humbling experience, and obviously I'm very excited about it, and it's been a trip through everything. I started in eSpark a year ago, and my first finish there. My first finish there was 18th. Second week, it was the next week after that. Long behold, was second place to the one, the only Casey Master. But it's just been a big learning experience for me. It started. I just got into I preset race, but I wasn't fully experienced with custom. Then I got into customs, and just on from there, I just got better and better with it. And starting on pole tonight was big for me, and I'm happy I was able to do what I can do.
Man, we didn't think you had it in you. I actually thought you were going to run out of fuel coming out of turn 4, and Horatio was going to sneak it from you right at the end, but you somehow kept the speed in your truck the entire front straightaway. Man, we thought you had a tough race getting put into the wall multiple times. Did you think at any moment you weren't going to win this race?
Uh, Before the race started, I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't think just the way that this race goes with the draft. I got to start out in pole, which was I did, but I ended up at the end of the race just mentioned that I had the fastest lap, but I got to start on pole, and that was definitely an advantage for me to start off at least because I was able to get a good start off pace, and I got to practice right before the race with Casey and Horatio with the setup, helped each other with gears, and we were fast out of the gate, fast all night. Stage one was so it was a little shaky for me. I'm not gonna lie. I was leading all the way up to about 7 to go. I saved a little too late, ran out of fuel, still finished 10th. But going into it, I mean, it's not a great way to think about it, but I just wanted to have a solid day. I wasn't thinking about, I didn't think I was gonna win from the pole position and get the fastest lap. But I just put together a great race. I got put in the wall, popped in the wall a couple times. You guys heard it in here. I was pretty upset about it, as you guys may tell. But I mean, I worked my way back up from 12th to first, and after that, I just strategized my way all the way back up to the lead.
Man, congratulations. I'm not gonna impede in your celebration too much. Is there anyone you'd like to thank for your first victory tonight?
I'd like to thank. Well, this is gonna be a lot. Obviously, the first one has to be Casey. First one for sure has to be Casey. He's the one that introduced me into all of this in the first place, and he's the one that's been one of the most motivating people to me, just to keep on going even when times were tough and I wanted to turn away from it. Same thing goes for Toasted. Toasted, as much as I like to joke around with them, um, him and his sister have been a big motivational part to me. More towards Toasted. Toasted, it's been ever since he saw me start getting better at this, and I just started losing motivation because I wasn't getting what I wanted. He just told me to keep fighting it, and it ended up working out. And being able to come home to a beautiful woman named Ellie Fountain is pretty amazing, and I'm glad I get to celebrate with her. I'd like to shout out Timothy Moore, for starting this entire league. Him and really I was a part of it, but I had to drop out because I was busy. Casey, T Glass, Drew, Toasted, Horatio, Honorary, Sideways. They all run a great tight ship. Gavin, K. Arvik fan too. They run a very very good ship around here, and it's very fun to race in here. Uh, I don't know. I'm gonna be talking forever here. Harvick. I mean, I've been around him for 4 years doing this. He's actually been probably one of the few people to see me grow as from a complete beginner to one of the best that's around here right now. And I'm not just saying that because I got to win, but I mean I put down pretty good positions. And I think last but not least, I'd like to shout out Horatio. I mean Horatio, me and him, we ran a hell of a race. I was yelling out numbers to him all race, and the last lap there, I told them, hey, I'm still in fourth gear, and then as soon as that happened, I flipped out of the gear to try to, get around him, and it worked. I'm much respect to him because when I did make that move, he could have came straight down and wrecked me for it and won, but he's just a very respectful person, and I'm just glad that we got to get the results that we wanted to.
Well, again, congratulations from everyone on the. I believe everyone on the booth was waiting for this one to happen. Do you guys have any final words for the man that stole the win? I guess stole the hearts from everyone today.
Man, Trippy, I'm gonna say this, and I think we've documented this enough. I've known you for a long time. The amount of work you've put into this is insane. Not only during this, but in the previous custom setup leagues. I know you got your first actual custom setup one a couple weeks ago at Homestead and another league, and then of course you get it done here on the big. And I think probably what would be your main home for custom setup racing. So I know how much that means to you. I know how much work you've put in. I know how many times you've come in second. So You can finally stop having your race count of how many times you finish second before you win. You can now get rid of that entirely. You have a checkered flag. You have a win in that column. Breathe easy, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. I haven't been able to do that enough, honestly. It's just all the stress that's been built up through this, through my in real life with the things that I do. It's just been stress, and I've just been had to bottle up everything and just put my head down and just keep working harder. But I think to end things off for me, so you guys can wrap this up, so I don't talk any much longer. All I want to say is that don't expect me to win tomorrow. I definitely want a really good Wednesday. I'm only 36 back in Xfinity for tomorrow. I'd only have a couple races left. That's even more. That's harder to do than get my first win, to be honest. When I have to go through an Xfinity now, but the only thing I will say is that I do expect to come in at Eldora next week and have a really good shot there. I think maybe you could see this 50 truck back to back.
Definitely would be
I'm
cool
hearing
to see.
a win. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, what I'm saying of this is, I don't want to get overwhelmed over myself, but I'm looking to absolutely win on next Friday. I think I'm going to be one of the strongest trucks in the field, unless somebody named Jesus H. Christ or Justin Brooks decides to run. I think I can honestly take that one too.
Well, again, congratulations, Gavin. Do you have any final words for the man that got to victory lane?
No, I don't. Other than congratulations on the first custom setup win here at RHRL. I know it means a heck of a lot to you to finally meet this point and be at the all-time high so far. But we can't wait to see you win in Xfinity, and I know we can't wait to see you in Cup. We almost had it at Chicago, me and you. So maybe we'll get it here soon.
Speaking of, I think maybe next week, depending on what track it is for Cup, I might hot seat for Cup again. I might start looking into going back to Cup because, school's coming out for me, but wow. That's impressive. Tim, did you have your audio included for that one? No, you didn't? Okay, well, what our league owner says that I've taken over the all-time top threes because I'm just the man for trucks, remember? No, but in all seriousness though,
For Xfinity or trucks?
for trucks. But in all seriousness, no, it's been a very, very blessed experience that I've been able to go through, and it's helped me out in numerous ways. And I'm during the summer coming up. I mean, I end school next week. I might pop in to see if I can hot seat in Cup for a couple races. But other than that, I'm just mainly focused on getting to the championship in trucks and finding a way to get in the playoffs for Xfinity.
I'd say those are pretty good goals, man. I'll say this too. I know you weren't saying this as well, but as we get ready to close this thing out, I think we all can say wish you good luck tomorrow as you set up to maybe. I know you said you can't do it. I think there's a lot of other people that would say you can.
I think I'll have a good
Set
run,
up
but
maybe for the sweep, or at least as far as what you're running. So we'll see if you can get that done tomorrow. But again, Trippy, congratulations. It's been a long time coming, and maybe you've kicked down the door. You'll have a whole wave open. I know you have Eldora next week. You're pretty confident in yourself there. So maybe once you get the one, more will fall to you. So congratulations again.
thank you.
Yes, sir. Man, guys, we saw a great race tonight. We saw two wide. We saw fuel saving. We saw some really crazy incidents. A few crazy saves. We had everything tonight. What more can you ask for in a race? We had everything. We had great racing. We had a really close finish as well. One of the closer ones we've had. Obviously, I don't think anything's going to beat that tie in Cup at Chicago. But pretty close nonetheless. I mean, needless to say, it came right down to the wire, and we get our 6th different winner in 7 races in the trucks. I mean, it's parity. It's insane to me, and I only expect that to continue, and especially throughout the rest of the weekend. I can't wait to see what we have throughout the rest of the weekend for racing. Based on what I saw tonight, I'm very excited for tomorrow. If I'm here, hopefully I can get back in time, and then of course Sunday. I'm very excited as well. But before I send it to you two to close things down, I do gotta say, get this in there. Of course, thank you to everybody for putting on that show, the drivers, for making it what it is, and also thank you to Circle B Diecast. Y'all want some diecasts? I'm telling you, go to Circle B. They have everything. They have Cup Series diecasts, 124s, 164s. They have new 2021 pre-orders coming in all the time. New 2021 diecast coming in all the time. They even had, I saw today, they had some 2019 stuff coming. So it's not all brand new diecast. You can look around for some older ones as well, and find them. And also, check too. They have IndyCar stuff and NHRA, that type of thing. So check on that. Do it.
Well, I don't know what to say. It's been one heck of a show tonight, and I'm glad that we were able to show it to so many people. I know if you're a true race fan would enjoy this. I mean, this was just something special tonight, and it was pretty fun to watch. I gotta say, I was really excited throughout the whole race. It had me on the edge of my seat, and it was a nail biter at the end. You don't know who was gonna win off of turn 4, and then Vinny comes in and steals it right at the end, and even Super could have stole it there. So it was just so many things up in the air, and it's never over until it's over. And it was just a really epic race. All in all, I would say this has probably been one of my favorite truck races so far. And Auto Club produced such a great finish that I want to fast forward to tomorrow and go ahead and get started on that.
Indeed, I was so happy. By the way, I forgot to say too. Throw code RHRL at checkout on any purchase over $20, free shipping. Just telling y'all, do it. You will like it. I promise. They got some other stuff on there too. But Abyss, do you have anything? Sorry, I had to jump into something.
I'm just glad I actually woke up in time.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Abyss got here a little late. We had to go down in the old Abyss, and we had to pull him out, but he showed up, and I'd say he was pretty happy with what he saw. Either way,
I know I was.
I was as well. You know what? We've rambled on forever. Gavin, close this thing down.
We're gonna go ahead and take it to
Shut her
a
down. We
close.
were able enough.
Back into the Abyss.
The Red Hot Racing League, bringing y'all some action tomorrow and from my channel, and then Sunday from Alex's channel, twitch.tv/airjustcuz. You gotta go check it out. It's gonna be pretty fun. You've seen the trucks at Auto Club. Now just imagine even faster. You're gonna see it even faster and even faster Saturday and Sunday. It's gonna be one heck of a show, and you get to come watch it with your buddies, and it's gonna be one heck of a show. I can't wait for tomorrow. I'm really excited. But for Kevin and Abyss, I've been Glixen, otherwise known as Gavin, and that's gonna be all for tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. Come watch us tomorrow at the same channel at 10 p.m. Eastern. We can't wait to see you guys there. Peace.